Greetings, everyone. This is Jahi Far, and I'm creating this video to express some concern. And the concern stems from a fast I just did. I just came off of a 4-day fast in preparation for the fall season. And after completing that fast, I performed an enema. And for those of you who don't know, an enema is just a cleaning of the anus and rectum using different fluids to wash out the anus and rectum. So after performing the enema, feces and poop still came out of the body, or still was excreted from the body. I mean, after performing a fast for 4 days of eating no solid foods, just consuming liquids, watermelon, and herbs, natural organic herbs. And the concern is that if after 4 days of not eating any kind of food, waste still was excreted from the body, then imagine the people who are eating 3 and 4 times a day and only defecating 1 or maybe 2 times. Can you imagine the waste that is still stored in the body, stored in the intestines, the small and large intestines? Can you imagine the waste that is permeating out of the intestines and into the circulatory system? Again, that is the root cause. Waste in the system, or waste in the intestines, is the root cause of all degenerative diseases. I have to point that out. Any disease that you can think of that is termed degenerative, meaning it happens over time, the root cause of that is waste in the system, not being able to excrete waste effectively out of the system. So again, if after 4 days of no eating and waste still comes out of the system, and I have to back up a moment to express or to inform people of my diet prior to the 4-day fast. My diet consists of mostly fruits, vegetables. I do eat some cooked fruits, vegetables. I steam my kale greens. I steam my collard greens. I still eat rice, brown rice, whole grain rice. I eat quinoa, amaranth, barley. Eat a lot of the grains. Eat corn. I eat potatoes. I eat nuts, seeds. I mean, that's the bulk of my diet. I do not eat any meat, any fish, any red meat, any pork, anything that you want to label as being an animal. I do not consume it. I do from time to time eat bread. If I go out to a restaurant or something like that, I may eat some whole wheat bread or some naan bread. So prior to this 4-day fast, that was my diet. And even with that type of diet, after 4 days of not consuming any kind of solid foods, again, just consuming watermelon juice and maybe some watermelon and then herbs, but mainly water for 4 days straight, and then performing an enema after that, and waste and feces still came out of the body. It's a concern, and it should be a concern to most people, that if you're eating 3, 4 times a day minimum, and you're only defecating once, maybe twice a day, then you have a lot of feces still packed in the body. And again, feces packed in the body is considered waste that will permeate into the circulatory system and thus cause each and every degenerative disease to occur. I have to point out that the appendix is on the large intestines, or attached to the large intestines, and the appendix will suffer severely if there's waste stored in the colon. And as I just pointed out, most people, especially if you eat meat, because meat takes longer than any carbohydrate to properly break down within the intestines. So if you're eating meat, consuming meat, and you're consuming it every day, 3-4 times a day, then it's not a guess that you're constipated. It's not a hope that you're constipated. It is a fact that you are constipated and you have waste in your body, and that will affect your appendix. And I've heard of people in the past dying or getting their appendix taken out because it's inflamed, and then some people, if the appendix bursts, will die of appendicitis. I mean, because the appendix bursts, and then the appendix deals with a lot of lymphocytes and things of that nature. And if it bursts, all of that waste goes into the system and will negatively infect the system. But the root cause of that is waste in the system, a person being constipated. That is a major concern that I wanted to point out today, and I wanted to express to people for you to consider what you're eating every day. Are you defecating after every meal? That's another very important point to make there. When we eat food, as I described in a previous video, when you eat food, the food does not become a part of your body. The food simply stimulates the nutrients that are already stored in your body. So that means whenever you eat food, you should be defecating that food out after 2 or 3 hours of that food being in your system. So if you're not defecating it out, or if it's not being processed correctly within your small and large intestines, and then you go and eat some more food on top of that, and then you eat some more food on top of the food that you already have consumed, then all of that food compiles on top of each other, and it negatively impacts the intestines. That's very important to note. You should be defecating after every meal, and if not after every meal, at least the next day when you wake up in the morning, you should have a large defecation that is similar to the amount of food that you ate. So if you ate a large meal or a couple large meals the day before, you should have a large defecation, signifying that you have excreted that food stuff out of the body. And if not, it's guaranteed that you are constipated. I think that's very important. I also want to point out that after my fast, man, I feel great. I was able to do more pull-ups today than I've ever done in the past, man. I was able to get up to 22 straight pull-ups, getting it in. I feel stronger. I feel light. Spirited. You know, I don't feel heavy. I don't feel bogged down. So fasting is a great thing. Wanted to point that out. So that was the whole purpose of the video, just to share that, and for people to be aware that defecation is very important in terms of health. And if you're not defecating after every meal, or at least defecating every day in the amount consistent with the food that you ate, then you will be constipated. And constipation is the root of all disease. Keep that in mind. I hope that this video was insightful. I hope that people begin to look at the food that they're eating and making sure they're not eating again until the first food has been broken down and properly passed out of the body. That's the true way digestion works. So again, I hope that this video has been helpful. Thank you for your time. All comments, concerns, questions are welcome. Have a great day. Bye-bye.